It is Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Happy to have you with us. You have questions, and you're in luck because I have answers. It is our Seahawks Rumors Mailbag, where we scour the internet to see what questions you guys had from our live show. And you may be wondering, well, how do I get involved in these mailbags? Well, they're on our live shows, and our subscribers are the first ones to have access to our mailbags because they got notified when the show was going on. So subscribe now and be a part of our mailbag show. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. Be a real one. You'll be glad you did. First question comes in from Tyson. Everyone says our defense sucks. What's up with that? Well, Tyson, here's the deal. Okay? That would have been a fair thing to say a month and a half, 2 months ago when the defense wasn't playing well, when they were giving up 45 points to the Lions and all those yards to the Saints. Those were some rough times. But last time I checked, the Seahawks defense has played a hell of a lot better as of late. I mean, even that game against the Bucs, I know there's some people pointing to the defense, but the truth of the matter is you took on the greatest quarterback of all time and you held him to 21 points. The offense has to come through when you hold Tom Brady to 21 points. You should win that football game. So for those of you that are saying the defense sucks, you're just not accurate. The defense is tremendously improved over the last few weeks. Brandon writes in with a super chat, #Seahawks. After the loss against the Buccaneers, what do you think our chances of winning the division are, and what is our path to get there? When you look at the Seahawks schedule the rest of the way, it's not bad. The Raiders, the Rams, Panthers, Niners, Chiefs, Jets, and then the Rams again. The division's going to be tough because the Niners are playing better football. Christian McCaffrey was a really good signing for them. But remember, the playoffs are now expanded. There's 3 wild card teams. And I think 10-7 gets you there for sure. 9-8 might even get you there. And with the way the schedule plays out, it's hard to imagine the Seahawks at the very least not finishing 9-8. I think they'll get to at least 10, maybe even more than that. So the path might not be the division, but the wild card seems to be a very good possibility for your Seattle Seahawks. Aiden with a question using the #Seahawks. With the Seahawks bringing back Geno Smith, how long will he be signed for? So we did a video on this a couple days ago. And basically, the way things play out, remember he's 32 years old. This has been the first really good year of his career. So I would be shocked if it's anything beyond 2 or 3 years. But I think that's the length we're talking about with Geno Smith, is a 2 or 3 year deal, and then seeing where things kind of unfold from there. To me, that's what I look at with Geno Smith, 2 or 3 years, and you'll be in good shape. I think you'll be very pleased with giving him a 2 or 3 year deal and figuring out from there. Guaranteed money-wise, I think if it's 3, you give him less guaranteed money percentage-wise than you would if it were a 2 year deal. But I think that's the ballpark you're looking at, about 2 or 3 years. So, if you were the GM, if you were John Schneider and you made the call, what would be your decision here? How many years would you sign Geno Smith for? Would it be 2? Would it be 3? Would it be more? Let us know in the comments section. Give me a number that you would sign Geno Smith for in the comments section below. Chris writes in, so what do you think the record will be for the last 7 games? I think 5-2. Okay, let's break this down piece by piece. Raiders is a win. Rams on the road, I'll give to the Rams, okay? So we're 1-1 so far. Panthers is a win. Niners, that's a home game. I'll give the Seahawks that win, but I'll say a loss at Kansas City, so we're at 3-2 so far. Jets, a win. Rams, I'll say that's a win. Let's go 5-2 the rest of the way. Quick math, 6 + 5 is 11. 11-6. I'll take that. That sounds good to me. 11-6 would be a very good overall record for this Seahawks team, and I think that's very achievable at this point. Michael writes in, what round should we draft a center next year? What round should they draft a center? I think that the center position, it all depends on who's available. Seahawks fans I've seen in the comment section since I took over this job back in March have been very frustrated that they missed on Creed Humphrey, who's now playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was drafted in the second round. And if you were to do a redraft, a guy like Creed Humphrey would have definitely been a first-round pick. Tyler Linderbaum of the Ravens this past year as a center who got compared to Creed Humphrey was a first-round pick. I think it all just depends on what you like. If there's a Creed Humphrey, a Tyler Linderbaum that you just fall in love with, and you're in position to take them, you take them, whether it's in the first round, second round, whatever it may be. I think it just depends on what your needs are and what the best available is. I don't like to say what round you need to pick this specific player in, but a center does need to get picked, I think, early on. I mean, think about this. Tariq Woolen was a fifth-round pick, and I would say that worked out okay. So I don't know necessarily the round, but a center will get drafted at some point. Brandon says, what positions should we draft with our first 2-round draft picks? So along those same lines there, kind of what I talked about, all depends on what's available when they do pick. I think that even if you extend Geno Smith, which it seems like they will, I think there's still even a good chance you could use a pick on a quarterback with one of those two picks. I don't think that's been ruled out a possibility, depending on if there's a quarterback that you like early on. I also look at the middle linebacker position as a possibility. Your guards and center spots are a possibility. We'll see. Just all depends on what's available at that point in time, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But thanks for the question, Brandon. Seahawks Today is presented by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, you can get a 125% deposit bonus when you use the promo code Seahawks125. You put $100 down, you get $125 to spend for free. It's all in one place, chatsports.com/bet, promo code Seahawks125. Next question comes in. Do you think that the Seahawks cornerback Tariq Woolen is better than Sauce Gardner? So Sauce Gardner has been awesome this year for the New York Jets. And Tariq Woolen obviously has been terrific for the Seahawks. I lean towards Tariq. I think he's better. But here's the bottom line when it comes to this question. I like, for the Seahawks' sake, Tariq Woolen better because they got a player of near the same quality with using the day 3 pick compared to Sauce, who was picked, top 5? So maybe Sauce is a little better. Maybe he is, but he's not 4 rounds better than Tariq Woolen. So, the answer, some people might say Sauce Gardner, and that's fine if you do. I like Tariq a little bit better right now, but if you do like Sauce better, the real answer is Tariq because of the difference in the draft stock, because the Seahawks got him 4 rounds later. The value of that is what makes this the advantage for me of Tariq. I like the value in the production of what you've gotten compared to Sauce being a top 5 pick. Sauce has been great. Not taking anything away from Sauce. He's done exactly what's been asked of him of a top 5 pick. But when you factor in the day 3 selection, that's awesome for Tariq. Who's the better rookie corner? Is it Sauce or is it Tariq? I remember it wasn't too long ago we were doing draft boards where we were looking at potentially the Seahawks landing Sauce. I think things worked out okay. Let me know in the comment section. Type Sauce for Sauce Gardner. Type Tariq for Tariq Woolen. Let me know in the comment section below. Alex wants to know, would we draft a quarterback this season? If we do, would he be playing next season or learn from Geno? So if they do draft a quarterback, I think the situation would be for the Seahawks where Geno would definitely start the year. And if Geno were to get hurt or if he wasn't playing well, then you would give that next quarterback a shot. I think that would be the most likely scenario if they do draft a quarterback. Geno has done enough, barring a collapse in the second half of the year. He is your guy next year. Seahawks have indicated they plan to bring him back. They also want to bring Drew Lock back too. That's going to be your plan of action. Geno's your guy going into next year. That's the only way I think you even see playing time is if we see Geno struggle and not play well or gets injured. Otherwise, Geno's going to be your starter no matter what. The Nelsons, right? Do you feel Geno has secured the starting quarterback job next season? Well, kind of follows up on what we just answered there. But, yeah, he has. I mean, even if they drafted the next Peyton Manning of some sorts, it's not going to hurt him to sit behind Geno Smith and, just learn under Geno and how this offense works and operates under a veteran. To me, I think that's perfectly fine. I think Geno has secured the job for next year, that he is going to be your guy to start the season no matter what happens, unless an injury or unless we find ourselves in a situation where we look at, with this Seahawks team where Geno is struggling. So, yes, Geno has secured that job. Ryan writes in with a super chat. Under the wanting to know the whole story clause, have a beer with Golden Tate and Percy Harvin while finding out the whole story from the wide receivers at Russell Wilson's house for practice sessions. So that goes back to a question we asked in our live show, actually, of who would you want to have a drink with? And, Ryan, that would be very interesting, wouldn't it? Find out from Golden Tate and Percy Harvin. That might be one of those situations where we don't know the full story necessarily. But, Ryan, I like that. Thanks for the super chat and the question there. What would be the perfect offseason for Seattle? The perfect offseason this year for this team. I think you extend Geno and get that deal done about 2 or 3 years and not pay him, not go over the top, but be reasonable with it. And I think you go find a number 3 receiver, whether that's in the draft or free agency, you go find that number 3 receiver. I think you need another running back because we don't know if Rashad Penny's coming back next year. He'll be a free agent. And based on the way this running back room has gone, as good as Kenneth Walker has been, there hasn't been another guy that stepped up. So you got to draft another running back next year. And then the offensive line, I think you're looking at guards or centers. Defensively, I think you're looking at middle linebackers. I think you're looking at safety because you can't depend on Jamal Adams. Heck, even Quandre Diggs hasn't played that great this year. And then I think you are also looking, we mentioned those linebacker spots, defensive line. So those things, trying to find value, whether it's in the draft or free agency, try to just fill your needs. And I think that would be a really great offseason for the Seahawks. Sterling's writes, how did the Seahawks end up with the best rookie class? Man, well, it started out first with the draft picks by getting all those picks by winning that Russell Wilson trade. That certainly helped. Of getting the draft picks lined up, getting the draft capital they needed to position themselves for a strong future. That helped. But then the scouting department. Look, before last year, the Seahawks scouting department had not done a great job when it came to the draft. And credit where credit's due of doing a much better job of finding talent for looking into these guys. I mean, Tariq Woolen, think about this. As much as we've talked about him, this is a guy that used to play wide receiver. There wasn't a whole lot of tape on him as a corner, but they took a chance. They still liked what they saw, took a chance and drafted him. And so for me, that's what I look at. Started with that trade, stockpiling those picks, and the scouting department doing their job. Credit where credit's due. That's how it happened. John Schneider and company did a terrific job, and they found, 4, 5, starters in that draft? I mean, just unbelievable. John Schneider deserves every executive year of the award for what he was able to do to put that together. So, who's your favorite Seahawks rookie? There's a lot of good options to choose from. Is it Tariq Woolen? Is it Kenneth Walker? Is it Charles Cross, Boye Mafe, Kobe Bryant? Who is it? Let me know in the comments section who your favorite Seattle Seahawks rookie is, and we'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today. You can follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live, and I will see you next time.